What's up, everyone? Welcome to this day in Philly sports history for October 19th, 2022. And a pretty decent night for our Philadelphia teams. First and most importantly, Phils won 2-0 to jump out early on the Padres, 1-0. Harper and Schwarber had a home run. And as I mentioned yesterday, we need that to continue to happen. We need Harper to stay hot. Need Schwarber to snap out of it. Would love to see Reese get something going as well. Thank you, Wawa, for helping us out here. I don't know if you guys heard, this is a great story. Schwarber was hot during the original Hoagie Fest over the summer. So, because of the way he played in the divisional series, Wawa decided to run back Hoagie Fest but name it Schwarber Fest, and we're seeing results already. So, Wawa, keep it going. I will be going there for lunch today. So, we have that. Tough opening loss for the Sixers. It was this is a tough game. Boston is a good team. You had to go up in there, and whether or not Boston fans want to admit it or not, it was a big deal for them. One, to beat the Sixers, but two, or open against the Sixers, but two, to raise their Eastern Conference Championship banner or celebrate their team from last year, whatever you want to say. And I know, we have 17, but it's still a big deal. So I think you're going into a more hostile environment. The crowd is a little bit more pumped up than it would be for like a February game. And this is part of what I mentioned on my other podcast, Back to the Future, when I did the Sixers preview last night. There are going to be some growing pains. And I think defensively, the Celtics, Tatum and Brown are decent players. However, I think what happened was the Sixers just were still struggling. I think Doc's messing around with the rotation or not. I think that'll get cleaned up. But Tyrese looked like he's definitely going to be the bona fide third star. Harden looked like he was doing it. Joel was Joel. So I think they'll clean that up and be better. And all of a sudden, don't look now, the Flyers are 3-0. I think with all the Phillies, Eagles, and Sixers talk, and even the Union, they're like, hey guys, don't forget about us. So you like to see it. Hopefully this is not just the beginnings of just like, oh, new coach, we're coming out and playing hard, but hopefully a sign of things to come, and maybe that they have kind of turned the corner a little bit as well. I mentioned Back to the Future. Posted a new episode last night, Sixers preview, and kind of just discussed some of the things we've been talking about on here about the state of Philly sports and how, you know what, we need to enjoy this, Philly fans. Like, forget jinxes. We've talked a lot about curses and things like that. Just enjoy it. You know what? I think that's where we get into problems. We tend to go, oh, woe is me, and we think Lucy's pulling the football out from Charlie Brown, and we walk around like Eeyore, like, oh, we're going to lose. You know what? No. Let's be cocky. Let's enjoy it, because you know what? If being a Philly fan has taught us anything, you don't know when this is going to go away. So let's keep it up. So this day in Philly sports history in 1980, and I was torn over which way to go for this. I do a lot of research, and I wasn't sure which way to go, and I decided to go with 80, and I'll explain the other one after with the fact. But it was World Series Game 5 on October 19th, 1980. Phillies beat the Royals 4-3. Mike Schmidt started scoring with a 2-run homer in the fourth. Kansas City took the lead back, and they had that lead 3-2 into the ninth. In the top of the ninth, Del Unser knocked in Mike Schmidt, and then with 2 outs on an 0-2 count and 2 strikes, or an 0-2 count is 2 strikes, sorry. But Manny Trillo hit a line shot off Dan Quisenberry, the pitcher, that ricocheted, and George Brett almost threw him out, but Manny Trillo beat it out, and Gary Maddox was able to score the go-ahead run. So the Phils went into the bottom of the ninth, 4-3. Tug McGraw was able to shut them down in the ninth, and the Phillies then came back to Philadelphia for Game 6, up in the series 3-2. This was a pivotal game, and I think sometimes gets overlooked when people talk about that 80 team. Everybody talks about the Game 6 and how they were dominant at home, and Tug McGraw, the iconic jump up after they hit. But I think that team throughout the playoffs, we talked a little bit about how the Astros series was just insane. But this is often overlooked, and if they come back to Philly down 3-2 instead of up 3-2, all of a sudden that series looks a hell of a lot different because one, you need to go 7 games to win, and two, maybe they're deflated. Maybe they if they couldn't come back in this game, their magic had run out. So I think this is often overlooked when we talk about that 1980s team that won the first World Series for the Phillies. And I think Game 5 of the 80 World Series is basically the huge point of that entire postseason run. And I know there were a ton of plays in the Astros series as well. So this day in Philly sports history, Phils beat the Royals 4-3 in Game 5 of the World Series to take a 3-2 games lead. I was going to go with the game, and I forget at this point which number it was, but the NLCS from 2009 when Jimmy Rollins hit the double in the bottom of the ninth, because I was there. And the only reason I didn't was because this was in the World Series and because of the new attitude we have now, and I'm trying to get all of you guys out there to have, because of the new attitude as Philly fans, screw it. We're going with the top prize. We're not going to settle for just making it there. We want to win the whole damn thing right now. I mentioned it last night, just like Jake Taylor in Major League. Let's just go out and win the whole fucking thing. So make sure you check out Back to the Future anywhere you get your podcasts. Follow me on TikTok and Twitter at Jimbo_Mont. Like us on YouTube. Subscribe. Follow both podcasts. Do what you got to do. We got Game 2 this afternoon. Go Phils. Go have a Wednesday. And until next time, I'll see you when I see it.